Hey guys, just doing a little review on the Basic Stamp by Parallax, and in this video I'm just going to go over what it comes with, how user-friendly is it, the programming, what things you can get that would make it a little easier, and then my overall opinion about the kit. First, let's start about what you get when you buy the What is a Microcontroller kit with the Basic Stamp. First, you get the manual. Comes with it. It's about 350 pages. It goes over tons of different projects, what things are. I mean, you can be a complete beginner of electronics. This will walk you through everything holding your hand. The things that the hardware that it comes with an assortment of resistors, your transistor, some push buttons, LEDs, servo, little display, and a whole lot of jumper wires. Now, these aren't the only ones. I have a lot more being used right here. Comes with also some capacitors, and it comes with a pretty long serial cable, and then this is the actual module itself. And as far as the module itself goes, what I really enjoy about it is just because it is, first of all, it's nice because the prototyping board, the breadboard, is built onto it. I mean, for me, I think that's pretty cool. You know, you might have your own breadboard, like a situation like that, just hooked up into the in and out ports, like kind of like the Arduino. But I mean, I like this just because it's it's already there. On the board itself, you can see on the side you have your 15 in and out pins, input output pins. On the top you have your power supply where you bring it in and bring it out. Your serial port. Here's the PIC 16 with chip that actually the stamp itself, the hardware. You have a little 9-volt battery, which is nice. And then for me, I had to get a serial to USB port adapter for my computer because I didn't have a serial port on my computer. Suggested things to get. First of all, it would be nice if you did have a multimeter. I like it because you can kind of see what's going on when you do your circuits. Where's the power going? How's it being used? It just answers all those unsolved questions, because when you just have an LED blinking, you're like, oh great, what's going on? If you're a complete beginner. Another thing too, like I did myself, I went out and bought a little notebook, and as I was going through, I would just kind of take notes, see what's what, just highlight things that are important pieces of information, like what certain debug formatter, the code, the variables, all that stuff. And I find that to be really, really useful. I highly recommend getting a notebook for doing, if you want to do this and go through it, and remember everything you're doing. As far as the code goes itself, the code is really, really easy. It's written in PBasic, not C. And let me plug it in real quick. And basically what I wrote here is just a little program that's going to flash an LED on and off, and it's going to open up a terminal, and it's going to say hello YouTube. Let me go through, let's run it and identify, and then here's the window. It's hard to see, but it says hello YouTube. And then you have over here, it's flashing, it's on for half a second, it's on for half a second. It just kind of keeps repeating itself in this do loop program. But I mean, I have taught myself everything in here, and by the way, this is my first microcontroller that I've ever owned. And I've taught myself everything there is to know, and I'm not a genius or anything, but I find it to be really, really easy. You could be a child and not know what you're doing. Is the projects, as far as they go, I mean, they introduce you step by step. Like right here, it even shows what an LED is. Be sure it's it's polar sensitive. When they say get your parts, they have your resistors, and it doesn't even say 470 ohm. It also says what the colors are. So if you're really newbie and you don't know the color system, you have it. It's really, really simple. It tells you how to build it. It shows the schematic right here, and it shows what it looks like on the breadboard. So that's really, really nice, especially for beginners, because some people aren't going to know, oh, I'm going from VDD to the squiggly line to some sort of triangle to a VSS. What does that mean? And the picture is going to help you tremendously. I mean, the book is very well written. It goes through every line of code. It explains, what's going on in the circuit. Where's the electrons going? What's happening? Gives you little fun facts like chemical reactions in the battery. oversimplified things on what the stamp's actually doing, what's going on in there that you can't see. And it just holds your hand step by step by step, and it shows you how to write the code, what things to do. It's hard to see with the camera, sorry about that, but it does show you exactly what to write, and then after it tells you that and you run your program, excuse me, it goes through what you just did. So, okay, I wrote do high 14, pause 1000. What's going on here? And I mean, it does show you exactly what's happening. As far as beginning microcontrollers go, even though this is my first one and I could be a little biased to say this, I think it's great. I mean, it's a little expensive. The stamp itself is about $100 or $80, but with the kit, it did come out to be $100 at Radio Shack. But I mean, it does come with everything you need. You don't need to buy anything except for maybe a few recommended items like a notebook, multimeter, and a 9-volt battery. And then you can also go to Parallax and reorder all the stuff to get new parts, like say your LED burns out or whatever you need. As far as it goes versus the basic stamp versus nerd kits or the Arduino or any other microcontroller, I can't really say just because I haven't done those before. I have read a lot about it, and this is written, the code again is in P Basic, it isn't in C. It's a lot easier to learn from what I've read, and I've only scanned over C, lightly. I've only kind of touched the surface on that, but I mean the P Basic, it's like in the name, it is basic. It really does, do what you got to do. I like it because once you get done with this, you can step up to AVR and get that more power. But as far as you just want to learn, hey, what's a microcontroller? What am I doing? What do you mean code? What is all this? This is gonna really walk you through it. You're gonna understand it. It's like crystal clear. Like I might as well have a teacher sitting here and teaching me this, because that's exactly what's going on. This book is so well written. I'd have to give it a 10 out of 10. And it's just limitless what you can do with microcontrolling in general. But the basic stamp, it is a little slow, but that's what people complain about. But you know what? If you're a beginner, you're not going to need some super powerful Atmega AVR You're not going to need that, because all you're doing is things like that have 10 lines of code like that, or maybe 30 lines of code. You're not going to be writing for 4 days and say, oh okay, now I need something that goes super fast. You're not going to need that. You just don't. So I mean, overall, I think it's great. For beginners, you couldn't get better. I've heard good things from the nerd kits. It does do AVR. It is fast. I've heard the PDF file is well written. But if you want to just get into microcontrolling, I am biased by saying this, but I would say get a basic stamp. Spend a little extra money, get the stamp. Even though it's slow, you're gonna, you can't run before you walk, or you can't, the saying. But it's excellent. I can't say enough of how much I like this microcontroller. If you guys have any questions, be sure you can go ahead and let me know what's going on. I can maybe do another video of projects, what certain things mean in the code. And then again too, I am a beginner, so just let me know. Alright guys, well thanks for watching.